Okay, good afternoon, everybody. This is Dan Harley, another episode of Dan's Digital Moments, series of live vlogcasts I'm doing, live raw off the cup reactions to popular technology topics. This episode is on Does Your Business Phone System Sucks? Episode number 13, recorded on August 3rd, 2021. You got to excuse kind of the background noise. I've got some people doing some construction pretty close to me here. I'm trying to isolate the noise. So pardon me with the construction stuff, but it is what it is. So anyway, little story got going on here is I had been looking at some of the local business related groups in Facebook, and found out to my surprise too, that a lot of folks were complaining about the phone system. And initially, me being a little bit more advanced than most folks, I'd assume maybe they're working with a more modern phone system that doesn't work, but there's actually a more traditional phone system called old POTS system. And they had an issue with the Frontier Communications, which a lot of people in my area know. In fact, a lot of folks know about Frontier Communications, one of the larger phone internet service providers in the country. So I was surprised that people were still using that system, especially small businesses. And then another local business came up. See, I've got the same problem. And then another one. And one of my friends too. So it was, so apparently it fell into a quite a few people that have similar common issues here. So anyway, I instantly knew they were playing with they were using an old POT system, and I'll explain that a little bit there. They should have transitioned to what's called a VoIP system here. So anyway, let me explain that out. What is a POT system? Well, its acronym stands for plain old telephone system. This is based on the copper wires that would be drawn to each house or business, two wires per line. So if you have one line, you get two lines. You got two lines, you got four lines, so on and so forth. Most residents have four lines or two phone numbers up to that much on just on the standard copper integration to a house here. Businesses can have 2, 4, 6, whatever, but you need two copper lines per phone number, and those actually literally wired into the phone company's system grid, whatever, and you physically connect yourself to the person on the other end, and make the phone call. So that's what's called the POTS, plain old telephone system, which is decades old technology, almost 100 years old kind of thing of it's here. So anyway, so the new technology is called VoIP, which means voice over IP, or basically internet phones. Probably the most popular one everybody probably uses Skype. Basically, it's using a phone system using internet technology. That said, it's much, much cheaper to establish a VoIP phone system, much, much more reliable, and it has many, many, many more features. Okay. In fact, let me talk about the features I have with my own VoIP system, which is what I use here too. Okay. First of all, I have playing on telephone system. Usually you have the phone rings. Okay. You pick it up and that's it. You may have waiting call for it, and so on and so forth. So the things that are unique or different in the VoIP system here, first of all, I got video conferencing. Okay, if I want to hold a Zoom-like meeting, I have an app for that. I push button, all of a sudden I can conference live with anybody in the world using a Zoom-like solution. Okay, I also have auto robocaller blocking, where I don't get as many robocallers as I would if I had a traditional voice and then a traditional POT system, or in fact an older VoIP system. You can have that too. We're going to talk about that as well. I can make calls from a desktop application or a smartphone, where I don't really need a desktop phone. In fact, I don't have one here right now. I use my desktop or my smartphone, and I got a couple other things to do. And so also call recording. This is automatic in all of my calls. With the POT system, that's an added feature or impossible to do. Also auto attendant. If I'm doing a a live podcast like this, I actually have my phone automatically attend. I don't even hear the ring. I just get the phone, get a message and go from there. Voicemail transcript too. So if somebody leaves a message, the system automatically transcribes the voice message into text, and also takes that and text messages me. So I don't even have to listen to the voicemail after that. I can look at the text message, figure what's going on, go for there. Call following feature, where the phone can ring wherever I'm at. If I am to go to a friend's house, I can go over there. It's kind of call forwarding, but a little bit more complex than that. I can have it ring multiple locations, send to somebody else, so on and so forth. Also, something that I don't use because, technically I kind of do use, is extension monitoring. If you have a larger system, you want to be able to monitor someone's extension for either security purposes or, let's say, marketing purposes too. You might have extensions reserved for a specific sale or whatever. So you'd be able to monitor that particular extension, the voicemails, the calls, so on and so forth. Much, much, much easier to do in a VoIP system. Okay. So, here's something else here too that's really important with VoIP systems, especially what we went through the COVID and stuff like that. It is much, much easier to set up a remote working solution with VoIP than it with POTS. In fact, it's pretty darn tough. You can do a forward call forwarding, but really you're using band-aids when you really should be using a tool that's designed to do that. Okay, I have resources, people that work with me all around the world, and the phone rings as if they're right next door to me. So, and that's with the VoIP system. All right. So also, if you're trying to do a remote work solution, you need still with the POT system, you might be able to call forward. Okay. But you're going to need a physical phone somewhere to deal with that phone call. So that is kind of rough. Okay. So anyway, let me kind of tell you my little story of how I went from POTS to VoIP, because it's been a long time ago. I actually have 5-6 lines coming to my residence here, because we had 2 businesses running in here locally here inside the residence. So and then we needed to add another line, and so I decided to sacrifice my phone line and go to a VoIP system, which at that time was brand new. And so what I did is, in order to have the VoIP system, I have a little what's called a phone adapter, and one plugs the internet, the other plugs in the regular phone, and essentially that's the phone. Before that, I was on the Verizon, what's called the Verizon Freedom plan. So, but basically all it did, it freed me about $100 a month for the phone line, 120 actually, because I had a 1 ring, 1 text, and 1 fax system. Oh, by the way, too, VoIP, most of the modern VoIP systems here comes with fax machines. Okay, instantly eFax. Okay, anyway, I got rid of the fax line. I actually had used eFax. The ring went to my phone adapter, went through internet. I didn't have to wire anything else. And it was much cheaper. I went from $120 a month to less than $30 a month. And so it was amazing. And on top of that, my phone, the quality was fantastic. Awesome. And since then I've upgraded to a much more modern system, which I have now. And that jump from going POTS to VoIP, what I have now is as much of a jump from the old VoIP to the current VoIP. Something else I'm going to think about too, those of you who are in a compliance issue, DoD, HIPAA compliance, many of these VoIP systems are compliant to that standard. Especially if you're in healthcare, you may want to look at a HIPAA compliant system, which VoIP, a lot of VoIP systems already provide. And POTS really, it's a shaky ground here. So anyway, long story short, if you're still using old POTS system, or if you're using an older VoIP system, you may want to you should check your pricing and check on the features you have, and look at a new, more modern VoIP phone system. because I'm willing to bet you can save a lot of money. Okay, I saved almost 2/3, over 2/3, almost 3/3. I'm almost 75% over my old pot system here. If you're still on pots now, let me tell you something else here. Reason why Frontier and all these other companies still provide these pot systems, it's a big money maker for them. Okay, they know a person, and no, don't mean to hurt your feelings here, but I just say it right here. They know somebody like you is afraid to move off their system, or afraid something going to blow up, or whatever. The fact is that system is getting older and older and older. It's breaking down now. It's going to break down more and more and more. It's not going to get better, okay, until you remove yourself from that system to a newer system, okay? So anyway, that's where I can come out to work. Can I help you on this system here? We can able to access your phone system pretty quickly and for free. We won't charge you anything. And then we can refer you to some high quality, award-winning, nationally branded VoIP phone services, and probably save a lot of money, plus add a lot more features you probably don't even imagine you could do with the phone system right now. So again, this is free. Okay. In fact, let me do this. I'm going to toss up my contact information. Should be down here somewhere. Okay. So any question, concern about this or anything else, you can contact me at Dan Harley at primeconstants.net. Subject from Dan's Digital Moment. Make sure you put the subject in there so we know it came from you, because I get lots and lots and lots of emails. So, or call our office here, 760-247-4814, which is the fastest way to get a hold of us. I know it's old school. And on top of that, if your pot system is still working, you at least make that one phone call there, and we can certainly help you out here. So, by the way, I leave lots of low costs, lots of great stuff on the website. Some great low cost, no cost freemium offers for some great services. Just go to primeconstants.net and check all this stuff out. Do me a big favor. Share this with friends and colleagues out there. Hopefully this will be information be beneficial for others out there. And we'll be happy with that. So anyway, thanks for watching and listening for this few minutes here, and hang out with me for a few minutes. Greatly appreciate it. All right. So good luck and Godspeed online success. And we'll see you in the next one.